And we are live. Finally, we are live. We were having some troubles with Facebook. It's always a problem. Facebook, it should work well with Zoom, but sometimes it decides not to work. I don't know why, but this time it is working. So thank you very much for being here and welcome to another edition of Let's Talk Business, organized by JCI European Senate. I'm Philippe Carrera.
And I'm Robert van Waart.
The Dutch guy.
Yes.
Today we have our guest, Mihaela Stroe, a Romanian entrepreneur with international experience. She was national president of JCI Romania, and now she's also JCI Senator. Welcome, Mihaela. Can you tell us a bit about your business experience?
Yes, for sure, Felipe, and let me congratulate you and Robert for this wonderful initiative asking entrepreneurs to share their experience. So regarding my business experience, I have started my own business since I was 25 years old. So this year, I will celebrate 18 years of entrepreneurship. So I believe it's a quite a wonderful experience. And during this time, I structured my business in 3 parts. I started as doing trainings because you know that I am an international and national trainer. My specialty is nonverbal communication, more precisely detecting deception and reading other people's body language. And then I have developed 2 other areas in my business, the coaching area, because coaching is very related to business performance. And I have a lot of years, more than 11 years experience in coaching entrepreneurs to increase their revenues, to double their profits, or to increase their performance in business. And lately, I believe not lately, in the last 10 years, I have developed a career in speaking. I mean, I became a motivational speaker. I continue to this day. It's one of the topics that I like. I speak in public to many business conferences, national and international, of course.
So a bit like me, we are paid to talk.
Yes, and not only to talk, Felipe, also we are paid to share from our experience, because I work with thousands of people until now. I read their profiles. You know, I have a lot of stories to share and to learn from. Yeah,
we need those stories you to share. I know that Robert is like aching for making you a question.
Yes, Robert.
Yeah, thanks. It is great to see you again. We said it in the green room or just 5 minutes before we met here online, but we met a long time ago in Sibiu, 2012 it was, I believe.
Yes.
European President meeting, and amazingly organized by your home country. And I believe you and your now husband, right, had a role in it as well, right?
Yeah, we were the main organizers of the event in Sibiu. Yeah, yeah. 35 countries came to Sibiu. National presidents actually came to Sibiu in 2012. Amazing experience.
Yes, impressively organized and amazingly good for the community as well in Sibiu. Then I remember the first community project we did and those kind of things. Yeah. Good memories. You said something about your business experience in non-verbal communication expertise, or is your expertise in. And so I'm really wondering now, because of the current period with Corona and not going to offices, I don't know how it's in Romania, but in the Netherlands, we just heard, okay, the advice is not to go to your offices. And what we experienced the last months is that people, you know, talking and interacting via the screen is totally different than in normal life. In normal life, when you see each other on the work floor, and you see the non-verbal communication as well, and that's difficult through the screen. How did the last period affect your business?
Actually, since the pandemic exploded also in Romania,
Yeah.
my business increased because many entrepreneurs and many other clients they wanted to use this period of staying at home or working from a home
Mm-hmm.
to work on themselves,
Mm-hmm.
to sharpen their skills,
Mm-hmm.
to learn new ways to communicate and motivate their employees, which they were like us now online. And believe me, Robert, nonverbal communication is also, you can perceive it, the gestures, you can perceive it even if we are online right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I will give you one example, because many entrepreneurs that I work with, they ask me this question very often: should I turn on my camera or not when we are in an online business meeting or in an online negotiation and so on?
Mm-hmm.
And my advice is always to put the camera on,
Mm-hmm.
because we collect non-verbals information from the body via our eyes. Yeah. So if I see you, this is a sign of trust. Yeah. If you keep your camera closed, in my mind, questions, they start to pop. Why is doing this? Or is it something there that my partner in communication wants to hide from me? Oh, it's like a button in my mind. When I work with clients, I look at the nonverbals as they are, as a button for when they are on, you can build very easily trust. When they are off and you cannot read them, trust is damaged.
Yeah.
And I believe this in this moment is crucial to establish trust since the first seconds, not minutes.
No.
We have 4 to 7 seconds to establish trust now.
As well in the digital era. So in normal. Okay.
Yeah. So if we don't turn on the cameras from the beginning, I lose the momentum to build that trust. Yeah. It's just an example, but you can see this very often.
Felipe, you're asking questions, but they are...
we cannot hear them. We can read your non-verbals, it's okay.
Yeah, he is Portuguese swearing or Portuguese artistic words come out of his mouth.
Yeah.
This is...
Yeah. It's very often, when we are in despair, Yeah.
Does it work?
Probably he goes to the next screen.
Most probably, yes.
Yeah. So Robert, we can.
But let's go on that, because it's very interesting. So your business increased because people want to work on themselves. They want to shave off some things. They want to sharpen things.
Yeah, and now it was the moment, and it still is the moment, because they need to prepare themselves for what is coming. Yeah. Many changes. Yes. A lot of resilience is now needed, and our work, the way of working is changing, Robert. We need to be more empathetic with other people.
Yeah.
It's more and more important to build relationships.
Yeah.
Now.
And how
real.
And is that's quite difficult in a digital era, right? Or there are different opinions about it. Like, okay, no, it doesn't matter if we're online and digital. On the other hand, because people used to want to fly to another country to have a meeting for 1 or 2 hours because you want to be in the same room. Now we cannot. The planes are not going anymore. You cannot fly. You are prohibited to fly, for instance. when you're in the UK, you have to be 2 weeks in quarantine when you enter the country again. So it's literally impossible. So how do you, what is your vision on that and in communication building trust? How will it go forward?
Yeah,
don't
I
have a
did.
glass bowl, huh? I understand, but what
Yeah.
from your perspective as entrepreneur and in your nonverbal skills, what is your vision on that?
Definitely, I am pro meetings face to face.
Yeah.
Because it's the best way to read body language and is the best way to assess the nonverbal behavior. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to adapt, and that's why I don't want to say that I'm against online. I believe that this period is putting us to work with ourselves to become more aware about the body language, because we were so in such a comfort zone before. Yeah. But now we need to train ourselves to watch the shoulder position, the hands, to read, to be careful with the voice, the pitch of the voice, the intensity. Where is the pose when we have a discussion with somebody? So we are forced, yeah, to sharpen our skills that we were, like in such a laziness until now. So I believe we should be proactive now. Yeah, to sharpen this skill, to become much more aware about how other people communicate, even though it's an online communication. Yeah. Like we are now on Zoom or on Skype.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity, let's say.
Oh, yeah. What is? Yeah. What I how do you say that? What I saw the last couple of months is that when we started working online, and I myself, I'm in a consultancy company, so working with people all the time about strategy implementation. But so we work in rooms with people, with groups, and you're really used to that, and it's not comfortable because every time you're looking for new solutions to get a group faster or more efficient or more effective to their goal. But when we started online, we needed to adjust. We needed to learn very quickly new ways of new technologies and new ways of interacting. So it was really tiresome in the first times. I don't know if you have the same experience, but it was really tiresome. And after a while, it started to become normal. It became routine, or it went comfortable again. Portugal is there. Hello, Houston.
Yes. Houston, we had a problem. My Zoom decided to crash.
Okay.
So I had to restart the computer.
No worries.
No worries. I want to answer, Robert, to your question, because this was my impression as well. After 2 months working more than 10 hours online, I noticed a big amount of tiredness inside the brain, because when we are online, even though this is also valid when we are in face-to-face communication, now with this technology, like Felipe is using right now for us, we have more stimulus to handle. And it's not our natural environment, it's an artificial environment. So the brain is having a difficult situation to adjust, and it needs more energy to process the information. That's why you are feeling tired. Me too. I said, okay, now I need to make another schedule to put breaks, more often, short breaks, not to stay in long meetings anymore. Because
you're used to having whole days, whole meetings.
Yeah.
We have a Dutch saying, it's from head to bottom. Your schedule is from head to bottom, kop naar staart. From head to bottom, you put your whole day with meetings. And you're used to that when you're in physical meetings. Maybe you're traveling, maybe you have to walk to the toilet, maybe you have to go to another area, another place, other building. Now it was in one place, in your study room, or maybe with your kids around, or with your dog around, or with your partner around. And all the minutes, it's too much to, so you have to adjust the schedules as well.
True, and also we need to take into account something, Robert, very important, that this period is training us to become more efficient and more productive, because we don't have the luxury of the time that we had before the pandemic situation. Now time is flying so fast, so we need to be very efficient in the meetings. So you see, is also another argument for change, for embracing this change now, is helping us to become better.
Interesting.
You know, one thing, from time to time, I'm looking to this side. I have another monitor, another screen, and I'm looking if there are some questions and comments. And we had from Reynold, that we know well, the president of the JCI European Senate. Bonsoir, my dear friends. And if there is any questions from people that are watching us, please take the advantage that we have Mihaela Stroe here with us. I'm very sorry what happened with me. I disappeared because it seems that my hardware entered in conflict with my software. So it was a battle. And like any good Microsoft product, there is always a solution, that is restart the computer. So that was the thing that I had to do. So that's why I went out and back again. So one of the things that you were saying about the fatigue with the Zoom is that, and this is an advice from my side, is that it is very important to do an investment in one thing that is truly relevant when we are doing this kind of meetings, is sound. The quality of image is very good also to get the non-verbal, but if the sound that we are hearing from the other side is bad, it will create a kind of extra fatigue, and we will, let's say, associate a bad experience to that person without even knowing that that is the case. We will not say, oh yeah, I don't like that person because has a bad microphone. No, it will be like, there is something pleasant that we dislike, that we don't understand what it is.
True. Can I add another thing,
please.
Felipe, because it's very important about this very disturbing stimulus. Also, in this period, it's very important how careful we are, how we dress in our meetings online, because in the past, this experience online was associated with very relaxing situations.
Yeah, like, it was personal thing.
Yeah, personal, but more cozy discussions. And now we need to be to have a real mindset for the meeting, and this is including everything. Is including our mind, but also is including the way we appear on the screen. Is very important. What clothes we are wearing, if we put makeup. I admit, today I knew that we have this meeting, so I prepared like I was preparing from going on the stage with you guys. You know?
Yeah, Robert also did his makeup. That's why he was a little bit late.
Yeah, but I'm not joking. I mean, is putting your mind in that mindset, in that setup, for creating a very positive impression from the first time. Yeah, we don't have the second chance to create it.
And also we have a message from Catalonia. I will try to say it in Catalan, that it's not clearly bonic vesp familia JCI, that I suppose that is good night JCI family. This is my translation. I hope Oscar will validate my translation.
Okay.
So, Mihaela, I know that you have been working this of the nonverbal communication, and I know that you have a very, very interesting mentor. I don't know if during this disappearance of mine, if one of the questions that I will make, it would be a repetition. You please tell me. But is this a repetition?
No,
Did you talk about your very interesting mentor?
not yet. Now, if you allow me, I will share.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So my mentor found me 17 years ago online. He wrote me an email asking me some information about how Romanians behave, because he was doing a study for the FBI Academy. So my mentor, Joe Navarro, is a former FBI agent specialized in detecting deception. And he is one of the founders of the Department of Behavioral Analysis. So I'm very lucky and very proud to be trained personally by him to be a behavioral analyst. This is what I do in companies, by the way. I go and I'm a silent observer in meetings, in negotiations, in observing top management teams, how they behave, how can we improve their performance. And of course, my training with Joe is very helpful, because he's now recognized by the FBI the best criminal profiler in the last 100 years. And this is a big achievement, because his work is not very easy. I'm working with successful people. He was working in the FBI 25 years with the bad guys. Let me show you just a little hint now. He has such glasses. When he was appearing at the doors, he just he just stood in front of the door like this, and the other people opened the door, and they said, "All right, we know you are from the FBI, right? Right."
You know, Robert, let me tell you a small fact, and after you please make your question, is that there is a joke that I make with Mihaela's husband, Aline, that I say, can you imagine what is to be married with an expert in nonverbal communication, in deception? Can you imagine that? He cannot lie any moment. He cannot say even a very small lie, pitfall thing, cannot. So it is really complicated. Yes, Mihaela.
He tried. He tried one time to lie. And I didn't say anything on the spot, but I noticed his behavior, because when we have guilty knowledge in our emotional brain, the emotional brain is somewhere in the middle of our brain, that guilty knowledge is influencing our nonverbal behavior, and we cannot have behaviors that are expanded behaviors. We have restricted behaviors. So I took a list and I took notes. Okay, restricted behaviors. Okay, he looked down. His let's say the front, yes, the front part of the body became very shrink like this. His shoulder down. Yeah, I made a list. After half an hour, he came like this. We call it the turtle effect in nonverbal communication. When you are like this, yeah, very, very, guilty. And he came and said, half an hour ago, I lied to you. I appreciated his honesty in the end. I said, I know. Really? Yeah.
I like the way you say it. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for
Yeah.
sparing the time to give you the report of how you lied.
Yeah, and I said, this is the list of your behaviors. Now, when in the future, please try to, make acting courses, something that you can hide these behaviors because they are very obvious.
Mihaela, you said you are like a silent observer, right? And I always learned everybody lies. Not all the time, but during the day or during your life, you always lie like, how is it? Yeah, good. Very good. How are you this morning? Very good. And it's more like a primary reaction, not really an answer. Maybe that's not the lying but I'm really interested in what you said when you're a silent observer and in companies and you're sitting there at management meetings or board director meetings or negotiations. For what kind of questions are you asked?
I don't ask questions.
No, for what kind of questions are you asked to sit there?
I'm just an observer, but I pay attention to the stimulus that other participants bring to the discussion. And I observe their reactions. I want to give you an example from today, because every day for me is a learning experience about nonverbals. Yeah, my husband has a very good observation skill as well. And while he was driving, he noticed on a side in a parking lot, one of our friends. Yeah. We didn't see her since 2 years ago. So he noticed her. We went to say hi to her, but we could not approach her because she was in an online session with a client. But we said, okay, we want to talk to you. And she said, please come later. I'm in a client, in the discussion with a client right now. And my husband asked, where is your husband, Dan, is her husband? And she said, I'm here with the children. Dan is not with us, okay? And we understood. I said, we come later. We drove to our hotel. We are in a holiday resort right now at the Black Sea. And before we start the talking, our discussion today, my husband came to me and said, oh, I went to see her again because I was busy with other clients today. And, they are not together anymore. They are not a couple anymore. They have 4 kids together, yeah? And I said, I know. I know that they are not together anymore. How do you know? I noticed the tone of her voice when she said, I am with the kids here. The way she put the phrase, Dan is not with us. Yeah. So she excluded him from the present situation. Yeah. She could have used other words. He went to the shopping mall to bring food to the children, but she positioned her and the kids on the first place, and he's not here with us, but
because
she did
these kind of things. Yeah, because of these kind of things. There is like I read somewhere that reading the nonverbal cues in interrogation techniques are much more effective than torture, because in torture, the person that is being tortured, some of them will tend to say whatever, and even if somebody doesn't want to say anything, with the non-verbal cues, if it is interrogated several times, they will give a lot of information, even not saying almost anything.
Yeah, we call it non-verbal leakage. Because
leakage.
Yes,
yeah, they need a kind of non-verbal diapers in order not to.
Yeah, so this means that because the emotional brain is trained by nature to tell the truth. Yeah. So if we hide something, if we lie, for the brain is causing discomfort. Yeah. So this discomfort, you will see the discomfort immediately at the non-verbal level, because the brain cannot stay too much in a discomfort state, emotional state. That's why when I said about Joe earlier, about his recognition as the best criminal profiler, I asked him once, I said, Joe, what is your secret sauce? Why they named you? I know that you are the best, I know, because we are working so close since so many years. But what did you do with these people? And he said, it's very simple to say, but you need training to do it. He said, I was putting everybody in a comfort state. Yeah, because when you are in a comfort state, your brain is perceiving that state and is becoming resonant with you. So the people, they started to tell him the truth without torture, without any, FBI severe techniques. I don't want to discuss about this, but you know what I mean. I mean, yeah. So this I apply in business. This is one of the secrets of my business. I always create psychological comfort with my clients, build confidence, build trust. Remember that we have few seconds to build that. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes.
No, I find it very interesting, and it's interesting.
Actually, somebody even gave us a 10. Actually, a friend of mine here in Portugal gave us a 10. You know him, Paul Veiga.
Yes. Hi. I remember. I'm very good with names and faces.
But your visit to Portugal was special, I know.
Yes, because of you. Thanks to you, Felipe.
The link with JCI, actually, because it's very interesting what you do, and I think very useful as well, with a couple of advices for the listeners, also to look back where to look at yourself and when you communicate in your non-verbal, and of course they can reach you when they have more questions, no doubt about it. And the link with JCI, because you have been member for JCI a long time and also senator. How did JCI help you or support you in it, or did it?
Inside JCI, I have started my international career because my first trainings, international trainings about detecting deception, they were done inside JCI. And I don't remember exactly the year, Robert. I believe it was 2011 when JCI Netherlands invited me very close to Amsterdam. I don't remember now the name of the city. I will search in my archive. Yeah, I did 2 days training for the JCI members there.
It touched the Netherlands.
Yeah, I will search exactly, because in the archive I have the information where I had. So I gave it there. Then with Felipe in Portugal. I don't remember if it's still 2011 or 2010, Felipe. We did the detecting deception course in Faro.
Exactly.
If you remember, on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
And they were in a comfort, psychological comfort state, if you remember the experience.
Yes, of course. And I remember that you liked very much the food in Setúbal.
Very much, and it's on my list to come back there. So JCI helped me, has many brought many advantages to me, Robert. Yeah. Doing international training is one of them. I had a chance in 2010 to participate in the Japan Leadership Academy with another 79, we were 80 national future national presidents. So this for me is an experience that I will never forget.
No.
Also, all the international congresses that I attended, all the international friends that I made in JCI, we keep contact after all these years because we have the same values. It's unbelievable how important this is to connect.
Yeah.
Us. You see, with Felipe, I met him in 2007, Felipe, if you remember,
Yes.
in Bucharest.
Yes.
You came
November or November 2000, October, November 2007.
7, yeah.
It was my first time in Romania. And from then on, I came to Romania many times.
Yes, and we organized so many businesses events. You launched your books here in Romania. Yeah, so you see, I believe JCI is a very good platform. It's ongoing platform for entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that I continue my journey as a senator. I will, Felipe knows my plan. I will relaunch my international career because I'm waiting for building something here, some projects here in Romania, but soon, Felipe, I start again my international trainings in English about detecting deception, about other. Joe taught me very interesting techniques, like the feed forward technique that I'm using with my clients. It's the best to help a person to grow and to encourage somebody to do actions. And JCI for me is action.
Yeah.
Every time when I I think about JCI is action and be better. This I will take with me until the end of my life. Believe me, it's in my DNA. Be better.
Mihaela, this has been a very interesting conversation. We have a time frame that we have to respect. Thank you so much for the knowledge that you shared. I knew that you would give a lot of things to think, and we learn, Robert and I learn stuff here. Like, I believe that the people that saw this live and the people that will see it, the recorded version, will learn a lot. And thank you very much for being available, especially during your holidays. It is always more complicated, this. I'm so sorry for the technical difficulties that we...
And for my light, I'm not in my studio, so
I know that you've been actually doing a huge bet in terms of video for a long time before the pandemic, because now there is a lot of people doing this, but you were doing this.
Yeah, but YouTube shut my YouTube channel. They closed my YouTube channel last year, so I had to. Now I'm working. That's why I'm doing this break from doing in English my videos. I searched for a solution not to be dependent on YouTube anymore. And thanks God we have other options now.
Yes. So once again, thank you very much. It was a pleasure to have this wonderful conversation, and let's talk business in another time, Mihaela.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Felipe.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Bye-bye.